All right, are we live? Oh my gosh, y'all, this is my very first live ever. Trying to shut down my phone so it won't interrupt us. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't believe this. This is my very first live. I've never gone live before and I'm so nervous. I'm so scared. This is facing a big fear of mine. I've never gone live. I prefer to edit and script my videos because I have a tendency to both ramble and pause just for no reason. I do like those strategic pauses. Ooh, I love strategic pauses, but I tend to pause for no reason at all. So I always feel like live is not my thing. So I'm facing a fear with this and I'm going live and I'm so excited to be here, guys. And oh my gosh, I can't believe that I am here. Um, yeah, I put Mystic Hillbillie on this shelf for a little while, and I wasn't sure if I was going to come back. I thought that I had my dream job, and I let someone talk me out of my dream job, and I think that it was divine intervention, honestly. I think that it was meant to be. And whenever I decided to quit my dream job, I realized that Venus was going retrograde and she would go direct on my midheaven. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so divine. And so today, April 12th, Venus is going direct on my midheaven. And I feel like it is like meant to be. So I'm like meant to be here. I got my little doggy in the background. I might bring her on the camera to show you guys, but she may bark a little bit. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. But yeah, I always have followed Venus's cycles and I love the Venus cycle. Venus conjunct the moon. They're wonderful, lovely days. And I really try to make the best of it every single month. And there's a whole Venus cycle where Venus, she goes all the way around, and honestly, she'll make stars with her conjunction with the sun. I don't know. I love Venus. I love Venus. I love her cycles, and I typically would follow her completely in ritual. And this last year is the first full Venus cycle that I did not follow her in ritual. So I would normally know exactly when Venus is going direct where and everything and follow that, but I'd been so distracted, with my dream job and everything and stuff like that. And I don't know. It was like divine intervention showed up and convinced me to move on and to really focus on the Mystic Hillbillie. And I realized Venus was going direct on my midheaven, and that is today. So I was like, I've got to launch and rebirth on April 12th because Venus will be at step 24 Pisces, going direct. And right after Mercury just went direct, y'all. So, I mean, it's like the time, it's timing, it's perfect timing, I think. So, I'm so excited to be here, you guys. I'm so excited to be here and be of service, and I can't wait to see where this goes. Um, I've been working a lot behind the scenes for the last 2 weeks, revamping. I don't know, it's not a glow up, it's like a re-glow up, a rebirth. And um, I'm just I'm so excited, and I'm building a Mystic Academy for all of us and a place for mystics to come together and to discuss mystical stuff. So, and I have a mystic library, a mystic academy, and also there'll be a place for you to be able to get readings with me. I always want to keep an open space for readings. That way, I can also keep an open space for free readings too. So, yeah, guys, I'm so excited. The Celestial Grove, there's a lot of stuff. It's in the comments if you follow the comments. I have a free spiritual protection guide right now that you could get from the Celestial Grove because I'm working on a spiritual protection course that will go in the Mystic Academy. That will be the first course that I launch in the Mystic Academy. I'm planning to launch that in June. And then there are many, 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 many more courses to come. And today is a Libra full moon. So, I mean, how can you pass that up? Libra, the ruler of Libra is Venus. Venus is at 24 degrees, which is a Venus ruled degree. And yeah, the full moon, a full moon in Libra, and it is so, so beautiful. And I am creating a Mystic Moon series that you guys are probably going to love. And I have a link down below for you to get your Libra moon. The very first moon in the Mystic Moon series will be the Libra moon. And it doesn't just do the full moon in Libra, it goes through all the phases of the moon in Libra so that you can really tune into the Libra moon in a deeper way. It tells you mystical secrets about the Libra moon. It goes into all the phases of the Libra moon, and then it tells you about those born in the Libra moon and the degrees of the Libra moon. So if you have a Libra moon, this is a guide that you don't want to miss. You want to get this guide. There's a link in the description. It's at Celestial Grove, and it's under the Mystic Library. I feel like I'm going very, very fast here. So, all right, guys. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited that you guys are here with me for this launch. I'm hoping to maybe go live every single week, maybe not every week, but most Saturdays or something, or maybe we'll find our perfect live time. You know, it doesn't have to be Saturday, but for now we're live on Saturdays. So we'll see how this goes. And also, I'm bringing back my weekly Oracle messages because I have so many fans of those weekly Oracle messages. You guys love them so much. So those will start again starting tomorrow. And I'm so excited about that. And oh my gosh, let's see. Let's look at my notes. I haven't even looked at my notes yet. So let's look at my notes and let's see what's on the topic for us to talk about this wonderful Saturday. So, yeah, I'm back. Mystic Hillbillie's back. I'm brand new. I'm so excited to be here. And yeah, it's a detour that led me home. And I'm so grateful to be here. Let's see. Venus is awesome. We talked about that. So let's go into the astrology of the week. Let's talk about the astrology. So let's see. Last week, the sun has been in Aries season, and it has been a fiery Aries season, I would say so. Like a lot of people are firing off egos or button heads everywhere. A lot of forgiveness, I feel, is needed during this Aries season. I think for me, the things that I've been going through, that I've been seeing with my relations with others, there's a lot of self forgiveness that needs to happen because we tend to blow up and our egos get the best of us. And we need to forgive ourselves for that so that we can move into a more compassionate way of relating with others. And honestly, this full moon in Libra is definitely coming through to give us that message today. I feel that strongly. So, yeah, it's been a week, y'all. It's been a year, hasn't it? It's been a decade, hasn't it? But yeah, so yeah, last week Mercury went direct, but Mercury isn't fully out of shadow yet. And today Venus goes direct. And yeah, so we're beginning to move forward. Mars has been direct, and I do believe at the end of next week, Mars will leave Cancer. So we'll kind of be out of that passive aggressive energy, and Mars will be coming out of a water sign into a fiery sign, fire Leo. But he begins his journey trining Neptune, but that'll be for next week. But right now, I was trying to talk about last week to lead us into this week. Last week, basically, it was I feel like a lot of restructuring so that we can understand how we can move forward in a better way. And I feel like we're gaining the understanding that we need just now. And with this Libra moon, I feel like self forgiveness is going to be key, and having an understanding for ourselves and why we do the things we do, and having a deeper understanding for others and the different ways that they have the different things that they do. So I feel like, it's a yeah, it's a lot about forgiving ourselves, but having understanding for ourselves and others, starting with forgiving ourselves and then moving into forgiving others, understanding ourselves so that we can understand others better. So I feel like that's kind of where we are with the astrology. I do really think that it is so profound that Venus is moving forward at step 24 Pisces on a full moon in Libra, because Venus rules 24 degrees. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna kind of let that settle and see if like any messages come through for us. But for me, it was like this is it. This is it. It's time to really embody yourself, show up live, and be real. Start being real. I think you guys can tell most of my stuff is scripted. Pretty much all my stuff on Mystic Hillbillie has always been scripted. And this live is a little bit scripted too, because, I have a tendency to ramble. And so I think it's best if, we have at least something to go off of. So it's not fully scripted, but I do have some bullet points here. So, yeah, last week, we're moving forward. We're going direct. We're figuring ourselves out. Right now, this weekend, it's about forgiveness. It's about reorganization, understanding. I feel like a lot of people broke up last week. I know a lot of breakups that have happened. So honestly, it's about forgiving yourself, not forgiving them and going back to them, but forgiving yourself for holding on for too long, or forgiving yourself for the part that you played in this, forgiving yourself for how you attracted them, so that you can move forward understanding more how to attract that proper mate that will uplift you and will be there for you and will be a better, stronger partner for you. So there's a lot of that going on. And full moons are intense. This is intense energy, but at the same time, it's intense today whenever I'm recording this live. So if you guys watch it later, honestly, it's the energy should fall off tomorrow, and it should feel a lot better starting tomorrow. Yeah, very much so. Starting tomorrow, it should be a lot calmer. Monday's a little bit calmer, but then we get a shock on Monday and Tuesday. Well, it's at noontime Central Monday. The sun will come into a semi sextile with Uranus in Taurus, and that's exactly at 25 degrees. So it's a spiritual shock. It's a spiritual shock. This is a shock from the divine. It's a shock from our highest self that uh, to it's to help realign us to our proper path, to understand. We're going to gain a better understanding of how we can align to our highest path. And it depends on how far off your highest path that you are. If you're really far off, this could be a very big shock. It could be a very big crumbling. There might be some crumbling of some infrastructures. But honestly, this is typically not it's not a big shock. It's typically just a zit, you know? It's not a zzz. So, but this is a divine and I would say listen to any shocking divine revelations that come through Monday or Tuesday. Really listen to that, especially if it's a redirect. I would really consider redirecting. If doing this redirection and it's kind of shocking, I would consider going that way, because I feel like God is really coming through to point to us how we can align to the path of our wishes and dreams. And it's up to us to listen. We can ignore that. You can ignore a little zoot because again, it's not going to be and again, if you're really far off, it might be a little, and you can still ignore that. If you're that far off, you can be like, oh, so what? Logic says I have to keep going. Da, 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 da. And promise the fall's going to come and it'll be big. But for now, listen. I would my advice is to listen to any redirection that comes early on next week. And then the Tuesday and Thursday, again at noon. It was around noon Central Time. So if you know time zones, but the sun is going to sextile Saturn, and Saturn's in Pisces. So this is at 26 degrees, which is a Saturn ruled degree. So honestly, this is going to be a need to take responsibility for your visions. Take responsibility for, like, oh my gosh, God universe is setting it up to where you really can't deny. He's going to shock you and redirect you and then be like, you've got to take responsibility for this redirection. And it's time for you to step into the taking responsibility for the creation of your own life and your co-creation with the divine and the collective as a whole, because we can't create anything if we're not co-creating. So taking responsibility for your role in co-creating with the collective is going to show up. And April 15th through 17th, so that's Tuesday through Thursday, Saturn will be conjunct the North Node at 26 degrees Pisces. Again, this is a Saturn ruled degree. This is a destiny checkpoint. And it's asking you to truly take responsibility for your spiritual path and how you connect to your higher self, how you connect to your God, your goddess, what you believe in your heart, how you connect to the greater collective. Take responsibility for your part in your connection in your spiritual path and where you are moving forward, in the way that you move forward. And April 16th, Mercury conjuncts Neptune at 0 degrees Aries. So this will be intuitive, inspired thought, but it depends on what you do with the thoughts, because you're going to have to protect the thoughts, because this is also could be delusional thinking, and it's kind of like a separation of delusional thinking and intuitive inspired thinking. And some of us are going to get intuitive divine sparks for how to move forward in a stronger, better way. The others are going to be delusional and have thoughts of moving forward in warfare. And I would say at this time, and April 16th, again, that's Wednesday. Wednesday, April 16th, I would say some people are going to have ideas of grandeur and delusion that they want to move forward in warfare. And I think that the moving forward in warfare is the delusional. It's the delusional path. And because I feel like at this time we're kind of we're if the people that follow the split time zone thing, we're all one, but we're kind of split, we're kind of split, and there's people over here and there's people over here. So I feel like there's a delusion path and a inspired path, and I feel like more and more people are going to start taking action on the intuitive inspired path and it's going to be a stronger path than the warfare path. But some people are going to be have inspirational thoughts about moving forward with their warfare. So let's be aware of that. I don't think anything will quite happen yet, but I do feel like people are going to get the idea of how to plan for warfare, get the idea of how to plan for moving forward with divine action, divine intention. And yeah, we'll see what comes of it in the future. But for now, people are just gaining the downloads, I guess you could say. And then April 17th, Thursday, we will have Venus conjunct the North Node at 25 degrees Pisces. So Venus will be moving forward. She'll move off of that 24 degrees. Venus ruled 24 degrees and will be at the North Node in Pisces at 25 degrees, which is where Saturn was earlier. And I think Saturn has moved on at this point. So well, no, Saturn's has been at 26, huh? The ruled degree. The North Node's what moved to 25. Sorry, guys. So yeah, Venus conjunct the North Node at 25 degrees is asking you, what do you love enough to follow the unknown? What it's asking you to trust your spiritual path because of the love that you have in it. Does that make sense? It's asking you to open up to believing in walking your spiritual path. And step 25 Pisces is a Grand Master Pisces degree. So that's pretty amazing because, yeah, Venus conjunct the North Node at 25 Pisces. It's asking you to open up to moving forward with your spiritual path. You took responsibility for your spiritual path and your beliefs in being able to walk your spiritual path earlier this week. You were feeling responsible for it, so hopefully you took those feelings and you really took the responsibility on yourself. You understood that I'm the one responsible for my spiritual path and the direction that I take with my spiritual path, and I choose that direction, and I'm responsible with how I show up with the collective. And hopefully you did that, and now you're able to open up to truly walk the unknown spiritual path in front of you, to truly walk it and move forward. I feel like I'm embodying that in a lot of ways with this live, so I'm excited about that. And so that brings us to April 18th, Friday, which is the sun at 29 degrees Aries. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is where we have our tested day for Aries season, and everybody will be tested in different ways. Some people I've noticed can get tested 2 days before. So, like Wednesday to Friday, and some 2 days after. So, Friday to like Sunday. The collective's going to be tested on their character. You'll be tested on your character in different areas, but no matter what, the key is to hold your integrity, to feel good about the actions that you're taking. And whenever you do take any impulsive actions, be willing to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and don't hold on to anything. Tests come and they feel like a knockdown, but they're really not. They're and again, the tests are not there to punish you. They're there to show you where you're at. So the knockdown is like, oh, I'm not quite there yet. This is how I feel. This is how I feel about it. This is how I felt about it. So felt about it. So just take care of yourself and love yourself. Be in integrity and feel good about the actions you take. If you take actions that you don't feel good about, take care of yourself, nurture yourself, be there for yourself, let yourself know okay, I didn't like that I took that action, but I did. And moving forward, I'm going to try to avoid taking actions like that in the future because I didn't like it, you know? So really talk to yourself and be there for yourself because yeah, it could be tough. And on this same day, the sun is at step 29 degrees Aries. Mars will trine Neptune at 0 degrees. Neptune in Aries, Mars in Leo. So this is when Mars leaves that watery Cancer energy and moves into the fiery Leo energy. And I don't know, I feel like it's going to be a boom, because the sun is at step 29. The sun is at 29 degrees Aries, and the Mars trining Neptune, like in Aries, it Aries is a fireball coming out of the water into the fire. What happens when a fireball comes out of the water into a fire? You know, right? So I do expect some sparks to go off. I do expect some people to be very impulsive. I expect ego to be ruling and thinking that it owns the show. Self forgiveness is very important, and also understanding that people are not very aware. They're not very aware, and they're just people. They're just what shooting off at the hip. They're impulsive. They're ego driven, and they don't feel good about the actions that they're taking either, whether they would admit it or not, you know? So understand people might be flying off the handle Friday. There might be some intense moments Friday, but self love is needed. Take care of yourself. Really don't worry about taking care of them. It's going to be their responsibility to take care of them. And that's stuff that's hard for me to hear. I think that I need to hear it for the next Friday more than anyone. Really, really, really take care of yourself, self love. You also are feeling the fiery emotions. You're also feeling it. You're also going through it. You need your love. They need their love. Okay. And if they're not going to give themselves their love, that's not your problem. Your problem is if you're going to give yourself your love because you deserve your love and you need your love because the ego traps are real. They're real, guys. I know they're real. If you feel like so drowned and awful, so yeah, it's real. So yeah, guys, I do believe that is our full week of zodiac. So we've gone through the zodiac week. I'm so excited. And the next thing on my list is to tell you guys about the Celestial Grove. Out of the rebirth came something sacred, the Celestial Grove, a mystic academy built to honor the divine feminine and spiritual evolution in a way that is grounded, real, and sovereign. This isn't a comeback, it's a coronation. So you guys, you got to check out the Celestial Grove. There is links down in the description, and you can get a free spiritual protection PDF because I've got an awesome spiritual protection course coming out in June. And for now, you can get a spiritual protection PDF. Sign up to be on my emailing list at the Celestial Grove, and you will be in the know for all the new mystical stuff coming out on the Celestial Grove. So, yeah. All right, guys. So, I think we've gone through all of the bullet points that I have. Um, there's the blessing and a reminder. This isn't just for me, it's for us. For every woman and man who thought that they had to choose between power and purity, you don't and you never did. The Divine Mother is still here, even though we divorced her long ago. She never left us. And like Venus, she comes back again and again to help us rise. So grateful for the rise of the Divine Feminine. I feel like that is so happening right now, especially with all the, Venus and Pisces going direct, Mars going retrograde in Cancer and then direct in Cancer. I feel like it's time. It's time for the divine feminine to rise, and I'm so excited to be here and to be a part of that. So, all right, the last thing that I'm going to go over with this live is I am going to pull cards, and I was hoping maybe some people would be in the comments and want me to pull a card for them. If you do, feel free to say something in the comments. But until then, it is a Libra new moon. So I would like to start with the Kuan Yin oracles. Let's see what Kuan Yin has for us for this week. What message can we get from Kuan Yin for us this week? So we move through this Libra full moon and into the last week of Aries, the final week of Aries. Revel the peacock beauty. I think it's number 24. So that's where Venus is at 24 degrees Pisces. Revel the peacock beauty. So one of the things that I'm getting from this is to enjoy the beauty in your life. Enjoy the beautiful things that you have in your life. Look around and find the beauty in your life. Enjoy the music. Find some music that you can enjoy. And I think music is going to help us through this intense Aries week. So really listen to the music. And I feel like there's going to be times as we just have music playing in the background and we move through our week. I feel like there's going to be times that the music speaks to our soul. So let the music speak to your soul and really listen for the messages this week in the music. So all right, that's the message I got from Kuan Yin. I'm so grateful for Kuan Yin for helping us with that and to understand that we can revel in the beauty of our life. We can find the beautiful things and we can choose to focus on the beautiful things. So I feel like Kuan Yin's also telling us that we should focus on the beautiful things this week. So find time to look for the beautiful things in your life. Yes, not everything's beautiful, and yes, everything can be a mess, but you can find beauty in that mess, you know? So, all right, guys, that was the message from Kuan Yin. Again, with the full moon, I want to get a message from Lemuria. You guys, this Lemurian deck I got from Goddess Provisions. I don't know if Goddess Provisions still has the deck because they have all kinds of stuff at different times of the year. But I have a link down below for Goddess Provisions. You can get provisions for all your goddess needs. And if you use my link, you can get 10% at checkout for all orders $25 or more. And also, you can use the checkout code Mystic Hillbillie. So it's just all the way down. It's Mystic Hillbillie, Hillbillie with an IE, and it's just all the way across Mystic Hillbillie. And there's information in the description if you guys want to check out Goddess Provisions. But yeah, let's get a Lemurian card and see what Lemuria, our ancient ancestors, where most of us come from. Some of us are star seeds, and that's perfectly fine. And I think even star seeds, had a part in the Lemurian time period too. So I think star seeds are here because they have always loved Earth and they have a connection here throughout time and space, I do believe. So maybe not all of them, but anyway, let's see what message we get from the Lemurian deck for this week. What is the message? This is the one that I feel like is coming out. Interesting. I'll get better at showing this. So, yeah, I feel like I feel like we're stepping into our power. I feel like we're moving more with love. I feel like we're as we move with love, we are protected by the universe. I don't know. What are you guys sensing from this? Like let the image speak to you. I'm not reading the back yet, but and I will, but let the image speak to you. I feel like it's saying that you can overcome any mountain with love, that the universe has your back as you move forward with love. So move forward with love. And I feel like also there's this choice. You have a choice to focus on love. You have the choice of what you focus on this week. You can focus on love. Look how it's lighting up, man. But yeah, you can choose to focus on love. And look, like there's also like darkness back there too. Like I see these dark swirling storms. You can focus on the storm or you can focus on the light. You can focus on the love, and it's your choice. It's kind of the message I'm getting from this. And let your love be your guide. So I really do feel like, self love is coming out big time this week. Like self love is what's going to be needed to help us get through the storms of the life that this week will bring us. And there's a lot of forward moving energy. A lot of people want to take off. They want to take off. They want to fly. They want to move forward. There's a lot of forward movement energy and impulsiveness. So I feel like take time to breathe and to love yourself as you move through the rest of this week. Really take time to breathe and try to move from that loving heart. Let your heart move you. Interesting. So, okay, I'm going to read what the back of the card says. I don't know if I can read it. Yeah, I think. Let's see. Radical expansion. It's time for radical ways of being and thinking. It gets brighter. And you can start by granting yourself the freedom and creativity to be you. Unleash your inner rainbow dragon and unapologetically claim your heart based empowerment and radiantly unconventional gifts. You can be as big as your energy wants to be. Let go of limiting stories and take up all the space that you need. Have fun unleashing who you are. As bold and radical as your ideas or offerings might be, they could just be what the world is waiting for, what the world wants. Be the masterpiece your soul always wanted you to be. Wow, guys, Lemuria is so powerful. I love Lemuria. That was a message I needed to hear. But yeah, guys, that's part of why I'm showing up here and why I chose the path that I did. I just decided to radically be myself. So if I'm going to preach it and teach it, I'm going to be it. So I want to encourage all of you guys to really, really, really embrace yourself, love your differences, embrace your uniqueness, and move forward loving yourself and being your unique self. Believe in yourself and be unapologetically you this week. So, that's not always easy. It really isn't. I mean, people, they don't like to see you in your power and your joy. They really don't. I I feel like this world wants us all miserable or something. So be unapologetically you and don't care what the haters think. Let the haters hate. Use that for your own energy? All right, guys. So, what other oracles do we have here? I've got the hidden realms. You guys, is there anything that you guys want to see? I see I got the fairies, I have dragons, I have some runes if you guys want to see some runes. I have the mystical shaman deck. All right, so I'm going to look into the hidden realms. This was one of my first oracle card decks that I ever had. It was gifted to me, and I am so grateful to have it. We don't need oracle decks or things like that to be able to connect to the divine. And I talk about that in my spiritual protection course that the first thing that we need for spiritual protection is prayer and a connection to God. God is our spiritual protection and always will be. So I do talk about that in my spiritual protection course that will be released in June. You guys have got to check out Celestial Grove and get a free spiritual protection PDF when you sign up for the email list, and you will be in the know whenever that course is released. So I just pulled Queen of the Light. I'll get better at this. Queen of the Light, illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. And it's number 15, which is another Venus ruled. I feel like Venus is really showing out today and really showing up because I think it's the rise of the divine feminine. It's time. It's time for the divine feminine to rise, you know? I feel like she fell for a reason. There was a reason for her fall. And I feel like now the divine masculine is beginning to fall. I don't know if it's a fall of the divine masculine. It could be a rise of the divine masculine and a fall. Like we're really seeing the trueness of the whatever the opposite of divine feminine is, but we're seeing the trueness of the rise of the divine feminine. And now she rises with the understanding of what the fall cost her, or at least we hope, you know? That she rises with the understanding of the cost of the fall and that the fall was necessary for us to grow. But now it's time for the rise of the divine feminine. And I feel like that's coming through. And also a reason, like, find a reason to celebrate your life because celebration is joy and love. And it's a higher frequency, or it can be. You can celebrate and you can have your little pity parties too, misery parties, but try to find that joyous celebration throughout this next week, even as, you know, things get more and more intense and we move forward with the end of this Aries season. Find a reason to celebrate yourself and to find joy in your life and to bring joy and light and love. You know, it's a choice. You're going to have to choose it. And whenever it's a choice, that means that you have in front of your face reasons to not have that joy, light, and love. You have to choose to go forward with that joy, light, and love because you want that type of vibration frequency in your life, right? So, all right, let's see what other messages come through. The same card. The Queen of the Light, illumination, enlightenment, celebration. 15, listen to your heart. Listen to your heart, speak from your heart, and open up your heart to love and divine light, love, inspiration, enlightenment, and celebration. Open your heart to joy. Open your heart up to feeling joy. All right, so let's see here. I've got the Fae. Now, this, I really don't feel like this deck t- represents the Fae necessarily. It is a deck by Nancy and Amy Brown. It's a mother-daughter duo. I'm not affiliated with them. I do love this deck, but it has like a different fairy vibe. I feel like a more modern fairy vibe. So, but let's see. Let's pull a card and see what we got here. Thank you, Andrea, for subscribing. I hope that you liked it. I hope that you liked the PDF. And I can't wait to share what's coming up with you in the future. Unconditional love. You guys, love is the answer to this week. Love is the answer. Unconditional love. So, whenever I think of unconditional love, I really think of the hard love, you know, because I think unconditional love, whenever it's like, I love you without condition on these conditions. You know, it's not really unconditional love. True unconditional love is it's the hard love. It's loving the harder aspects. It's finding understanding for the harder aspects. And that's kind of like the energy and the vibe that I feel moving into the next week. I feel like there's storms, there's harder aspects coming through. There's shocks, there's understandings of needing to take responsibility where you don't really want to, and impulsive actions. A lot of that stuff is happening throughout the next week. So I feel like unconditional love is definitely going to be necessary. Love is the answer to get through this. Love will be our answer. Love is our hero. Love's what we've been looking for. Yes, love is round. It's not sharp. It's not, it's not come at you. Love is soft. So, yeah, I really feel like love is the answer, and that's what's coming through with the cards this week is to open up and receive love, open up, allow love, to choose love, and to let yourself feel the joy of life in any way that you can. I feel like also there's like a need to go out and enjoy the sunshine on any sunny day. If there's any sunny days that come your way this week, enjoy the sunshine during those sunny days. So that's the messages that I have coming out for us. I am so excited, guys. This was my very, very, very first live, and I am so thankful. I can't believe people showed up. I'm so happy. You guys, I'm just over the moon. I'm so grateful, and I can't wait to see where things move forward. Yes, we must receive the sun, the sunlight and the sunshine. It helps us so much. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, guys, I think that's all that I have for us this week. I'm going to try to show up live every week, but I don't want to push myself, too far. So, we'll see how it goes. I do have a vacation coming up, but I would like to still go live on my vacation because I'll be at the beach and I think it'll be fun, but we'll see how that goes too. But yeah, guys, this is my very first live. Thank you so, so much for showing up and being a part of this with me. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. We'll see where it goes. And yeah, check out the links in the description for real because Celestial Grove is going to be a wonderful mystic place for all of us in the future. I'm certain of it. So thank you guys so much for joining me and be blessed with love always.